All right, let's talk about a film that didn't just define a genre, it completely revolutionized it. Today, we're digging into what makes Terminator 2 Judgment Day an absolute, undisputed masterpiece. And we are starting with a massive claim, right? But this isn't just hype. This quote really gets to the core of T2's legacy. It didn't just raise the bar for sequels, it set a whole new standard for what an action film could be. So the first piece of this puzzle is just one of the most brilliant narrative flips in movie history. It's all about taking what the audience expects and turning it completely upside down. And there it is. The unstoppable killing machine that terrified us in the first movie is now the only thing that can save the future leader of humanity, John Connor. It's such a genius move, and it immediately changes the entire game. And you can just see that shift so clearly here. From a relentless killer to a sworn protector. That single change creates the entire foundation for the film's emotional journey. It's not just a clever plot twist, it's the very heart of the story. And grounding all this sci-fi chaos are two incredible human characters. You've got Sarah Connor, who is transformed into this total warrior, but she is also deeply, deeply scarred by what she's been through. And then there's John, not a leader yet, just a rebellious kid with the weight of the entire world on his shoulders. Their struggle is what makes the stakes feel so incredibly real. Now, every great hero needs an even greater villain. And T2? Well, T2 delivered what many people consider to be the perfect antagonist. Let's talk about the T-1000. So what is this thing? It's an advanced Terminator made of, get this, liquid metal. It can morph into anyone it touches, and it can form its own body into stabbing weapons. As a concept, it's just completely terrifying. How do you even fight that? What's so amazing is how these pieces all come together. The T-1000 isn't just relentless. The way it moved and reformed was like nothing anyone had ever seen. The CGI was so revolutionary because it was one of the first times natural human motion was mapped onto a computer character. That fluidity made it feel real, and honestly, it still feels more advanced than some effects we see today. And this brings us to our next point. The T-1000 is the perfect symbol of the film's incredible technical achievement. See, the visuals in T2 aren't just there to look cool, they serve a purpose, blending practical effects and digital ones in a way that just hadn't been done on this scale before. I mean, think about that. Over 3 decades later, the secret is that perfect marriage of effects. You have these amazing physical puppets and animatronics that give the action real, tangible weight, and then you seamlessly blend that with the groundbreaking CGI for the liquid metal. That's why it holds up. It's timeless. And here's the crucial thing. All that spectacle is always tied to the story. That famous canal chase isn't just a cool sequence. It's about watching a machine physically put itself between a child and certain death. The action has real emotional stakes, and that's what makes it so unforgettable. And that right there brings us to the element that really elevates Terminator 2 from a great action movie to an all-time classic. Because beneath all the explosions and liquid metal, there's this powerful, completely unexpected emotional core. You know, this movie is wrestling with some huge ideas. Yeah, it's about humans versus machines, but it goes so much deeper. It explores what it even means to be human, all through the eyes of a machine that is, against all its programming, learning the value of life, learning to make its own choices. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The relationship between this boy and his protector, a literal machine, becomes the soul of the film. It builds and builds to an ending that is so powerful, so earned, if you've seen it, you have never forgotten it. It's just a masterclass in storytelling. So when you put all of these pieces together, the brilliant character reversal, the perfect villain, the groundbreaking visuals, and that profound emotional depth, you get the final judgment. It just checks every single box you could possibly have. It's smart in its themes, unbelievably thrilling in its execution, deeply emotional in its character arcs, and visually iconic in a way that has rarely, if ever, been matched. So, the verdict is in, and it is crystal clear. This isn't just one of the greats, it's considered essential viewing. It's the benchmark for what a blockbuster can and really should be. A perfect score. You really can't argue with that, can you? It's a rare and totally deserved rating for a film that fired on all cylinders and created something truly special. And that leaves us with a big one. We've laid out the anatomy of this masterpiece, and the case for it is incredibly strong. But what do you think? Does it actually hold that top spot? It's a debate that will likely go on forever. And you know what? That, in itself, is a testament to the power of Terminator 2.